Hey everyone, you're listening to the Simply Smarter podcast. Our goal is to help families navigate some of the areas surrounding the college prep process, which includes providing college and ACT-related advice, not just for students, but their families as well. This is my co-host, Caleb.
Listen each week to find out how students can score better on college placement tests, learning techniques and methods that build confidence, beat test anxiety, and identify strengths within each student.
Don't forget to stay in the know by subscribing to our podcast. Welcome back to our Simply Smarter podcast. I'm Jill.
And I'm Caleb.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Great.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of jump in and talk about some updates that have been going on with some of our students and just around the nation, really.
Yeah. It's weird because it feels like a lot is going on, but you don't hear about a lot of it. So
True. Or
here we are.
Maybe you hear one side.
True. Or you hear something that may not be totally accurate.
Yes.
Maybe it's partially true, but maybe not all the way.
Yep.
So this is why we're breaking our hiatus.
Yes.
And here we are.
And we're going to set the record straight.
We're going to try.
Yeah. And we had to get this podcast in this week because next week you're going to be out of town celebrating a big birthday.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Which part? I'll be out of town.
All of it?
So we're going to be exploring the city of Austin.
Awesome.
Molly's never been. And it's just going to be a good time of food and music and relaxation. And
I'm excited for you.
Maybe a round of golf. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But we'll see.
Okay. So I've heard Austin is weird, but they say like keep it weird. That's like a thing, right?
Austin, keep Austin weird.
Keep Austin weird, yeah.
Who had our first, Austin or Portland? Because Portland kind of has the same motto.
I've never been to either, so I couldn't say.
I've been to both, and I remember Portland being kind of weird when I was a kid, but I don't have any true context.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
True.
Weird.
Whoa, but
yeah.
I love it. Well, I hope you have fun.
I had an English teacher in high school that wouldn't let us use the word weird because the actual definition of weird is like mysterious. And that's not how we use it.
No, it's not.
In culture.
No.
Maybe it's changed. That was a very long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, I can maybe see that there is a mysterious part to it.
Yeah.
Maybe you just don't understand it fully, so it's mysterious.
Right. Anyway.
Maybe someone should write their essay on that.
Yeah.
That would actually be really good and kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You're welcome, students.
Nice job, Jill. And we can help you craft that perfect essay.
Yes, we can. It's called College Handcrafted. Look it up. Anyway, and it's a big birthday. Tell us.
Yeah, it's the big 4-0.
Oh, boy.
How about that, huh?
Oh, boy.
Remember when you turned 10, it was like, ooh, I'm double digits?
Yeah.
This is not a double digit I was looking forward to.
I know.
But honestly, I'm not too worried about it. Age is a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we have been on hiatus, there has been movement within the company as well. So
There has.
Caleb is now the new owner of Get Smarter Prep, Caleb and Molly.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting, and congratulations on that. So
thank you.
Yeah.
It's been an adventure. Again, I've been with Get Smarter Prep for so long and been able to help guide the organization for 10 years now. So it's different, but the same. I get to deal with all the really annoying stuff. Oof.
Yeah, all the tedious things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, it was a very natural fit. It was a natural move for you. Yeah. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All your life updates. I love it. Big year for you, actually.
Yeah.
It's been a big 4 months.
It has already.
Yeah.
2022.
It's the year.
There it is.
I think that's what everyone's saying, too. It's the year.
The year.
We're ready. We're ready to move on. And
I'm afraid that's what we said about 2021, too.
I know. But it is true.
So
2022. It's going to happen. Speaking of 2022, current seniors.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You've almost made it.
Seriously.
Month and a half left. Left, really.
Yeah, like 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Kind of crazy. And it's been kind of exciting. I've had a couple students actually stop by and like poke their head in like, hey, are you available to talk?
Yeah.
And they just want to give me an update on their school choices and whatnot. So and that's been really fun.
You're always available for that. I mean, always.
Oh, yeah.
How fun is that?
We don't get to celebrate that side of things with all of our students. So getting to know kind of how we were able to help them get into schools. We hear that a lot, but it's like the final choice. And knowing that they got into a school that they're really, really happy with.
That's awesome.
That's exciting.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations to all of our seniors. You did it. You made it. It's been a rough few years. I do know that. Congratulations. You worked so hard and you made it.
Yeah. Next steps, right?
Yeah.
Independence a little bit.
Whoa.
Fun times.
I know. That's crazy.
And then juniors.
Yes.
Right? Class of 2023.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting ride.
It has. And a long few months too, right? I mean, they've had the opportunity to take, around here anyway, 3 different ACTs, February, March, and April.
Right. Yeah, the public school kids. And then some of the private school kids also had a late March option. And then some of them are taking it in like next week.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
I know. It's kind of been the spring of testing, apparently.
Right. And now, just with us, we're moving on to the July and June test date. I mean, June. Right now, we're only private tutoring.
Right.
Our classes have started; they're already going on. Our registration is done anyway. But July.
It's coming up quickly, actually.
It's weird to think about.
We have a few that have started for July.
Yeah, because it does seem like a long ways away, but school's done next month.
Yeah.
This year's flown by.
Man, it's kind of crazy.
Flown by.
But it's been interesting with COVID. Everything feels like it's been delayed later and later. And we saw this with the class of 2022.
Yes.
Right? Like we had more seniors in the fall than we've ever had, like as a percentage in the history of our organization. And I think we're seeing it all over again. Like, right? History repeats itself. But this is the challenge that I think a lot of families have been dealing with is do we prepare if maybe the schools that we're looking at are currently kind of test optional. And we've talked about test optional versus test blind over the years because I think that's important. But
it's a big topic.
This conversation, I want us to make sure that we are identifying that most schools still haven't made their decision for the class of 2023, right? A lot of that's going to happen within the next 6 weeks or so.
Right.
But we are starting to see some big announcements, right?
Yeah, we've already seen it through, let's just name a few. University of Georgia, University of Florida, Georgetown, Georgia Tech, and then another big one is MIT.
Yeah. North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's another, UNC.
Yep.
So, yeah, we've seen a lot of big name schools come out and say, hey, you know what, we're going to go back to our pre-COVID requirements. And again, coming from an admissions background, 10 years in higher ed, I do not envy their work over the last 2 years. Like, I don't know what they're making their decisions based upon. And I feel like when I was in that world, sometimes people would be frustrated with us because it still felt opaque. But at least we gave parameters and we gave average what the class looked like.
Yeah.
We aren't getting any of that right now.
So we had talked about this, I think, was it last week, but demonstrated interest was high on the list. But then there were a couple colleges moving away from that.
WashU and St. Louis, they came out with a statement that said that demonstrated interest isn't going to be a part of the equation anymore, and they're going to remain test optional.
So what goes into the equation? That's the question.
Grades.
What exactly are they looking for?
Grades. And I know a lot of students and families aren't fully aware of this, or again, maybe it's just a different environment, but grade inflation is a huge deal.
Yes.
I mean, average GPAs at many high schools are in the mid threes. And again, an average GPA is a 2.0 historically.
Yeah.
Right?
So
back in the 80s and 90s. And it's shifted. So now these amazing colleges, WashU, may be selecting from trying to find, 8,000 spots from 50,000 applicants who all have a 3.9 or higher. How do you differentiate?
Okay,
because,
so then we're looking at sports,
about,
extracurriculars, volunteering.
Yeah, I think that'll be an impact, which is fascinating because those don't have. Again, they could go to culture fit, right? Colleges want to find students that are a good fit for them, but it doesn't really help them understand whether the student is going to succeed. And that's one of the big reasons they're looking at transcripts, right?
Yeah.
And that's another big reason why tests exist. So we can kind of assess and see how they're doing compared to their peers.
Right.
And that's something they're not using. So
Right.
it'll be interesting.
Which is why there are some colleges going back to that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Well,
anyway.
we have a free ACT, SAT practice tests every Saturday morning. If you haven't already heard for the 999th time that we offer free practice tests Saturday morning.
So true. And I know most juniors, class of 2023, they've already gotten, they already have a test
Something,
under their belt, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they're even finished, which would be great.
Yep.
But if you haven't taken a test, or if you know that, man, I took one in October and it didn't go well.
Not great.
Again, come in and get an updated baseline. We can help with that for class of 2023. And then really we've almost always mostly transitioned to the rising junior class at this point. So class of 2024.
So current sophomores.
So for many of you, if you are in Algebra 2 or pre-calc or calculus as a sophomore, like this is the time to come in and get that baseline.
Yeah.
This spring there's no better time.
And probably sooner than later, because we've all heard about the summer slide. And, once summer hits, you kind of start losing some of that knowledge. So, yeah, if you can get in and get that practice test underneath your belt, that'd be great.
Yeah, give us a good baseline. And then we can make a decision on what test dates make the most sense for that student.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just enrolled a sophomore for a July test. And he's finishing up Algebra 2 right now. We're going to start in June. Well, guess what? He's had all the content. There's also sometimes a maturity piece to when you prep.
Of course.
But again, he has a realistic goal, and we're going to be able to help him get there in a relatively short amount of time.
Perfect.
And he's going to hopefully have it behind him.
Yeah.
Or at least like the minimum score that he hopes to achieve. We'll have that done.
Right.
So there's not as much pressure down the road.
Yeah. I love that, because I do feel like students feel so much pressure nowadays.
Right.
And he's going to be preparing in summer.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about school. All he has to worry about is the ACT.
Right.
And having fun in the summer. Going to the pool.
Kind of great.
Right. Going golfing. Whatever you do.
Soon.
I know.
Not today. It's a little cloudy and cold, but
yeah. Let's get through tornado weather, huh?
Oh,
Mid-April.
that's a thing.
In Kansas.
And the other thing for class of 2023 is, again, we're in that spot. If you haven't gotten the score that you want, now is the time.
Yep.
Right? Get this done before senior year begins or really gets into full swing, so that you can kind of make a good college list.
Right.
Make sure you're writing all those essays, because for some of you, there will be 20 or 30 essays that you need to write.
That seems a lot.
That is a lot. So again, that's something to keep in mind. And then, of course, with that, you mentioned college handcrafted earlier. There's an opportunity to get ahead and utilize the summer before senior year begins, and a lot of fun activities start happening, and there's just the excitement around being a senior.
Exactly.
Let's try to get as much done as we can on the front end.
I love that. Plan ahead.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Just in life in general.
I'm all about foresight.
I love it. Me too.
I love it just feels better being proactive than reactive, at least for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I like to make my list and check things off. And, we've talked about that, for students as well. There's the roadmap to college, which we have on our website. So take a look at that and kind of check and see where you are if you're a sophomore, or even starting in middle school. Honestly, our roadmap starts in 7th and 8th grade.
Sure.
So check and see where you are and let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're community-based.
Yes.
We care about students in Kansas City.
Absolutely.
And we want to see them do their best.
We do.
Here we are.
All right. Well, join us next week. We'll have an interview with Audrey.
That's exciting.
Yes, is a premier level tutor. She's been with us for quite a while, so we're going to pick her brain about some things and find out what her favorite things are and what she enjoys most about Get Smarter Prep.
That'll be great.
Stay tuned.
I'll look forward to listening to that one.
In Austin.
Yeah, in Austin.
Oh,
True.
That's going to be nice. At
the pool.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be good for you. All right. See you guys.
See ya.